So you're new to Hypixel Bedwars and you want to get better at it. Well, you've come to the right place. This video will give you a tutorial for solo and some general tips and tricks. To start off, I'll give a list of terms and then an overview of a Solo Bedwars game. As a noob, learning how to play solo will help you get better at Bedwars in general because you can build your own skill without relying on your teammates. Firstly, I'll give a quick glossary of some Bedwars terms. Players like to abbreviate words or use nouns as verbs so they can quickly communicate their message. For example, M means emerald and pearl to white means through an ender pearl to white base. I'll put a list of terms on the screen so you can pause the video or come back here later if you can't tell what I'm saying. This is a tutorial for how to play solos. This framework also applies to doubles, but not so much as threes and fours. Anyhow, this video is mainly for solos. The first stage of a Solo Bedwars game is the first rush. Out of the 8 teams, there are 4 sets of 2 players who will start attacking each other. The right way to rush or attack is dependent on the map. For example, on Lighthouse, it's a side rush, and on Apollo, it's a forward rush. This summary of first rush is really similar to Undertale's video, and some of the stuff I say later is kind of similar, so I'll link his video in the description. After you've reached your first rush, break their bed and take him out. You would typically grab the diamonds at your diamond gen and buy sharpness or prot and trap, and maybe heal pool if you would like. The next player you rush can often depend on the map. Sometimes you'll rush through the diamonds, and sometimes you rush through mid. Your priorities for who to attack next should be like this. Your first order of priority should be whether they've taken out their first rush or not. If they have, go for them. Second order of priority, how close they are to you and how close they are to other people. This will determine how likely they are to go for you. Thirdly, their level. If someone is really high level and you're choosing between 2 people who have taken out their first rush and are equal distance to you, you should probably pick the high level. You will continue to rush players, purchasing items and diamond upgrades where you can. Prot, sharp, and trap are the main ones. You should prioritize these highly over all the other upgrades until you win. Finally. If your bed gets destroyed, you should go to the middle of the map and collect emeralds. These should be your priorities with emeralds. Firstly, 1 set of potions, then an ender pearl, and then maybe diamond armor. Bridge eggs are situational, meaning they're dependent on your situation, and so are diamond swords, but you pretty much shouldn't buy diamond swords ever. They cost way too much, and if you die, you lose them. Because diamond armor is permanent, it's not so much situational, but I like to buy diamond armor sometimes if I'm getting chased by another player and I only have time to buy one thing. Another thing to note is that in the event that you have a bed and you've got an emeralds, for example, if it's quicker to rush the other player through the middle of the map, pearls and pots are less valuable, and with 8 M's, you should probably buy obby. If it's the last player though, you can get 2 sets of potions to have 2 opportunities to try and kill them and abuse your invisibility. Once you have a set of potions, decide on the sweatiest player to attack and invis their bed. Try and kill them before your invis runs out, but if it's too difficult, you can leave using your potion effects. Don't waste a pearl unless there's no other way to escape. Then you'd collect more resources and try and kill the player using one of the following means. By outplaying them in combat if they're a noob, by being more stacked in diamond upgrades, or by invising them again. You should play in version 1.8.9. If you didn't know, Hypixel PvP is 1.8 PvP, and there's a big difference between 1.8 and 1.9 plus PvP. In 1.9 plus, there's an attack cooldown and you block with shields, but in 1.8, you can swing a lot faster and you block with swords. So if you connect to Hypixel from 1.9 or above, you're going to have this really weird kind of fake 1.8 PvP, which isn't the real experience, and it probably comes with a lot of disadvantages, such as the delay in blocking in 1.9 plus that isn't in 1.8. You can change your version in the launcher by clicking on the installations tab, then clicking on the new installation button, and then selecting 1.8.9. A texture pack or resource pack is a file that modifies the look and feel of the game. Since you're playing on 1.8, the textures can look a bit outdated and the swords on all Minecraft versions are a bit long, so I'd recommend using a texture pack. A really good one to download is Bombies 180k. I'll link it in the description. all because of the texture pack. A client is basically like a Minecraft launcher that comes with a bunch of cool mods. There's probably a better explanation out there, but either way, I would recommend downloading Luna Client to get access to a lot of cool Bedwars mods that will basically enhance your gameplay. You should always be using hotkeys to get to your items. Using hotkeys is quick and you can build muscle memory with it. However, scrolling to your items is slow and can be inconsistent. In Minecraft, using a hotkey is when you use one of the numbers on your keyboard to switch to an item. You can also set it to different buttons. For example, for my 8th slot I have R, and for my 9th slot I have F. You should be putting the items in the same slot as you always do. This way you don't have to keep checking your hotbar to see where your items are. For example, I always have my sword in my 1st slot and blocks in my 2nd slot. To get from island to island, you need to learn how to bridge. You can bridge by holding down shift and right click while you're on the edge of a block, but there's a faster way to do it called speed bridging. Speed bridge, so you wanna do this. Shift on shift, shift and shift, get some practice. Shift right click. You wanna hold down, you wanna be holding down shift when you get to the edge of the block and then letting go. Like this. That's actually pretty fast. Okay. Another important tip is to watch YouTubers who are good at the game. I would recommend Bombies, Dilla Steve, and finally and Specular Potato. When it comes to spending your diamonds, just don't upgrade your forge. Don't do it until you have bought everything else that's in the shop, and then even then, it's probably a waste. Flat bridging is where you bridge without building up at all. This can lead to your enemy dropping down and hitting you off. So you generally shouldn't do this unless you have a limited amount of blocks. Generally, you shouldn't buy fireballs during the first rush. There are way better things to buy, such as shears and a stone sword and more blocks. You should never buy chainmail armor, ever. It costs 30 iron, yet it doesn't really boost your armor that much. Most of the time you'll have iron armor once you take out your first rush, and during the first rush you'll need the resources. When it comes to first rush, there are always right and wrong ways to rush. The right person to rush will be your closest neighbor. One thing that can be extremely frustrating for other players, and not a very good idea to do yourself, is side rushing on maps such as Apollo, Skyrise, and Rooftop. Wait, Aqua isn't breaking my bed. This isn't what's supposed to happen. The sky is also supposed to kill me, because that's what happens. Okay, so my bed was meant to get destroyed by Aqua, but they didn't go for me. So I kind of won. He is gonna get the bed. He is gonna get the bed, but I hopefully can hit him. Let's go. But still, don't side rush. Probably made Green very sad. Solo queuing is when you play a team mode with random teammates and you're not in a party. Having a lack of communication and chemistry with your teammates can lead to losing a lot of the time, and oftentimes they can be noobs. Noobs who haven't watched this video. Okay, so I actually got a level 120 teammate. Got the bed. Me and my teammate, we're gonna be best buddies. Okay, case in point, level 6. We'll get him next time, alright guys? But yeah, this is the thing. See, I'm like, it's the last guy, and yet I'm just kind of 1v1ing him. Gives him the first free hit there. GG. When it comes to defending your bed, especially in solo, you shouldn't spend heaps of resources on the bed defense. Instead, you should use a hot dog defense or a one-layer wall defense. In this clip, I end up losing because I didn't have enough iron armor and a stone sword, and my enemy did. Alright, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you get better at Bedwars. Bye!